we have a partial positive charge and we have a partial negative charge. So it's called a polar bond. Whereas when we look at chlorine and chlorine, it's said to be a non-polar bond because the electronegativity of both chlorine atoms is the same. So there is no difference in electronegativity, and because there is no difference in electronegativity, the bonded pair of electrons is equally shared between the chlorine atoms, and because it is equally shared, the bond is said to be non-polar. It is not polar because there are no partial negative or partial positive charges. So basically the definition of bond polarity is the unequal sharing of electron pairs between covalently bonded atoms. The centers of positive and negative charge do not coincide. That's because the electrons are not exactly in the center. The electrons are pulled towards one atom. Here in the case of chlorine gas, which is Cl2, the electrons are exactly in the center because the electronegativity difference is zero. However, in the case of HCl, chlorine is more electronegative than hydrogen. So due to this electronegativity difference, it will pull the electrons towards itself, attaining a partial negative charge, and it will leave hydrogen with a partial positive charge. So this bond is said to be polar. The negative charge lies closer towards chlorine. Now, in a polar bond, one atom has a partial positive charge and one atom has a partial negative charge. We have seen that. So even in water, which is H2O, H2O is basically HO bonded to another H. So we know that oxygen is much more electronegative than hydrogen, and because it is much more electronegative than hydrogen, oxygen has a delta negative charge, hydrogen has a delta positive charge, both these hydrogen atoms, because the oxygen will pull the electrons towards itself. So even water is a very polar molecule, and because water is such a polar molecule, that's why it is so reactive. Because now let me tell you something very interesting. This is not a part of your syllabus, but you should still know. Actually, ionic bonding is nothing but a covalent bond in which electronegativity difference is so much that the partial negative charge becomes basically, if you look at NaCl, if this was supposedly a covalent bond, the electronegativity of chlorine was so much higher compared to the electronegativity of sodium that it pulled the electron so strongly, it pulled the shared pair of electrons so strongly that sodium was left with no electrons from this bonded pair. It was left with no electrons from this bonded pair, giving it a proper positive charge, not a partial positive charge, a proper positive charge. And the chlorine, it took away both electrons, getting a proper negative charge. Yeah. So this is exactly how electronegativity explains both ionic bonding and covalent bonding. So electronegativity increases across a period because across the period we go from metals to non-metals. Non-metals are far more electronegative compared to metals, and that's why electronegativity increases. And then electronegativity decreases down a group, and electronegativity decreases down the group because down the group the distance between the nucleus and the outermost electrons increases, and because the distance between the nucleus and outermost electrons increases, the force of attraction between the nucleus and outermost electrons becomes weaker, and because it becomes weaker, it's more easy to give away an electron than to take an electron. So that's how it works. Now let me tell you on another very interesting thing which is related to your syllabus, which is AlCl3. Now AlCl3, now you would think that it's an ionic compound because aluminium is a metal, 3+ charge, chlorine is a non-metal, 1 negative charge, so this comes here, this comes here, and this becomes AlCl3. You must be thinking that this is so easy. What's the problem in this? Now the problem is that AlCl3 is actually a covalent compound, not an ionic compound. Shocked? I was too when I did this in school. So AlCl3 is a covalent compound because, as I said, electronegativity increases across a period, right? So when we go from